Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. This lesson is going to be a quick commentary, okay, on this video you see here. I'll hit play in a second. But basically, it's a little podcast called the Lapeef Network. And I've watched it here and there. And they talk about black problems, okay, of the black community, all right? And then they even mention the Hebrews on here at times. The woman you see in the corner with the braid, she mentioned Esau and Jacob, man, the Hebrews, I'm scared of them. They go hard and all this. You know, they talk about how they scared of us like we go too hard, right? Then the one you see on the bottom corner on the right, I spoken to her for a second through comments. I basically told her, look, man, y'all claim y'all have a channel for black people, right? And y'all talk about black problems and relationships. I said, but everything comes from the Bible of why we have these issues. And I just threw it out there, you know, not too much talking. And she replied, yeah, you're right. I understand what you're saying. And yeah, I get your perspective and blah, 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 blah. You know, because I basically told her at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to, man. Y'all going in circles, but the solution is in the scriptures. I just threw it out there, man, because I've been watching the show here and there. But anyway, on this show, they invite this Lebanese chick on here, man. And she's schooling them about marriage, about, you know, because the Middle Eastern culture, they, you know, they have similarities to our culture, to the Hebrew Israelite culture, as far as how marriage is supposed to be. The father find the man, right? Et cetera, man. And these women on here looking crazy. They looking jealous. They got this look like, ugh. So let me hit play and then I'll pause it here and there.
Can we talk about, can we deep dive into really why it's culturally acceptable for a woman to know a man all of 5 weeks and then we get married? Like, walk us, you look confused, so walk us through, because for Western people, when you see the look that you gave, when you said, hey, I knew my guy 5 weeks and we were married. A lot of Western people gave you that same look. So what I'm asking you to do is walk us through the foundation.
Right, because a lot of Western culture, okay, the whole Western culture is about being a hoe. All right, dating and mingling, and I'm not ready yet, but, you know, I gave you the goods, but I ain't ready yet. Gave you 5 kids, but no, I ain't ready to get married. Okay, even though we know marriage is sex, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, they have this mentality to play the field and be whores. Okay, and that's why on this podcast, if you look at the spirit of these Jake women, when this Arab, okay, when Ishmael started talking, they start to get this like, oh, because at the end of the day, it makes the Hebrew Israelite women look bad and look low, because you have become that low. You become so low that you think anything outside of you doing what you want to do is wrong. Anything outside of you not being able to have control and, you know, date who you want to date and go here with this man that night, have sex with him. The next night, another man. Okay? But really, it's shame, man. It's a lot of shame. Let's continue.
Like family, culture, society, norms that makes that acceptable for a woman to know a man only 5 weeks and they can get married and make a lifelong commitment without even knowing each other. If you would, please, ma'am.
I guess the question is, why would that be accepted for a woman to know a man for 5 weeks and get married? I don't know what I'm expecting to, what am I looking for me being in a relationship for 1 year versus us getting married straight away, because there's nothing that you're not going to know about someone without being with them anyway. But I'm not going to waste time and, how can I say this? I'm not going to allow time for me to have premarital sex, you know, because I'm not going to, if you're not having sex with a person, you're not going to stay that long with them before you get married, okay? We're not just going to sit around and talk. So we married to prevent us from fornicating, from possibly having.
Right. You get married so that you're not being a hoe. Okay. And your father's in place to make sure that happens, man. Okay. That's in our culture. But this whole black culture that has developed, black is what it is. Black, darkness, without light, no understanding, no wisdom. Horrible, man. Okay. The women of Israel are whores, man, and hoes, and nasty and low. Okay. The fathers in underneath life, not directing nothing. All right. They make their own decisions, man. But a woman is supposed to be guided. She's supposed to be guided, okay, by a man. All right. Her father, man. Okay. And then her father chooses another man to guide her, man, through his wisdom. Okay. The fact that she's on your platform, all right, telling you how it's supposed to be is embarrassing. That shows you how low Israel has become, man. Okay. You basically invited her to put y'all to shame, to show you that black culture is trash. Black culture is trash, utterly trash and ridiculous, man. Okay. But as she's explaining these things, like I said, you can see these Jake women, man. You can tell they got like, ugh, got them bugs in their stomach. Why? Because all she's doing is reminding them that y'all have turned into straight hoes.
Premarital sex, by accident, as they say. So that's why we tend to get married. And also, if things go wrong, then they go wrong. But this is why your father is there to vet your man. This is why the families are so involved. To be that net, if something does go wrong, the family is there. And
exactly. Okay. But in black culture, you're 17, you're 18, hey, move out, do your own thing. You grown now. Go make your decisions. Then she come back with 5 babies. And then what? Right, man. No guidance. She picked her own man. Well, how is that going for the black community, man? How is that going for our people? The father's not choosing the man for his daughter. How is that going? You can look around and see how that's going, man. Okay? It's a total embarrassment, man. Shame. Okay? Our people are living out our shame on this side of the world and other parts, but predominantly Babylon, America, man. Okay? We have become low, very, very low, to the point that what she's saying to them is foreign. They're like, what? Really? But that's our culture as Hebrew Israelites, man. All right? But like I said, these same people on this network has mentioned the Hebrew Israelites, has mentioned Esau and Jacob. Okay?
The family has already vetted that person for me. My father already spoke to my husband. My father already knew the type of man my husband was. Men tend to see things in other men that women can't. I don't know why, but from what I've seen here is like...
Right, because man has the wisdom. That's why. Men are meant to lead. So, of course, we're going to see things deeper. All right? He's going to be able to see that man and say he's full of shit, man. Or he should be able to. Or he has a better chance not to be fooled than the woman, man. The woman is easily fooled, man. Easily, man. Okay? Then look stupid and say, he's not the one. You had 3 kids with him. Come on now. Do you want to break up a family? And before you know it, all these mixed families, everything broke up. Why? Because everything is out of order, man. So once again, the fact that this Ishmaelite woman is telling Jake this on their platform, that's enough said right there, man.
Girls, we tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners because it's hard for women to get past that adrenaline of like, oh, I like this guy because he's exciting and he makes me feel so butterflies. But my father knew how to pick a stable man for me. He knew how to pick one that was a hardworking man who wasn't going to let bills get behind, let things just happen. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that I understood the question right.
You did. You absolutely did. And you answered it in the sense of your father wasn't, which is one of the most, and I know there's feedback coming from somewhere. Somebody from me.
I'll mute myself. It's fine.
Well, if I can say this, and even from last week, you know, we never know who's coming on the show. For me, even when I did my live, you know, kind of just vetting to see who's going to be on the show and their mind frame. I always kind of think that's important so we can kind of have a real discussion. I think there's a very huge difference between culture and religion. And I think with you, you are a Muslim woman that takes that religion, you know, completely serious, and you are to it to a T. But I think culture is completely different. So when we talk about religion, we can talk about the Muslim religion, but that, you know, the Muslim religion is a huge religion that's spread out amongst the entire world, but your culture...
Man, all that is their culture. Ain't no difference, man. Okay, the whole Muslim world, they have a culture. Okay? Even though you have certain sex here and sex there, they have a culture. Okay? Of women being a certain way, men being a certain way. Okay, the fathers being a certain way with their daughters, etc., etc.
Culture of being a Lebanese woman is completely different, that sometimes this doesn't necessarily coincide with your religion. So when we talk about cultural differences, are we talking about religion or culture? Because that's what makes a difference as far as how she's brought in her ideas. Her ideas is of a Muslim woman, which a black woman is a Muslim. You know, African nations, a lot of Middle Eastern countries are. So I think with you, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, you hold a Muslim tradition. And a Muslim
Islam is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like the culture. Honestly, Islam is our culture. It's not like we separate our religion versus our culture. If you put me in a room with a group of Somalis, we are going to have more in common than not because of Islam. That foundation is too much of our life to not be our culture, if that makes any sense.
So you see, at the end of the day, man, everything is written. Everything, man. Yahweh Shai sent that Ishmaelite to them just to put them to shame, man. To put those women to shame, man. Okay? To let them know y'all have become whores. Period, man. Period. Now, she's on another episode, which I'm not going to play it, but she's on another episode where she's telling them, like, look, we don't date. Dating? What's dating? But these women on the platform are like, ugh. Why? Because at the end of the day, these other women of the other nations have surpassed you when it comes to being moral, man. Now, don't get it twisted. Okay, a lot of them are sneaky, and they drunk the wine too. From the cup, from the great whore, they drank the wine. But I'm saying in general, okay, they have surpassed the Jake women. Damn shame, man. So with that, just a quick commentary, man. You know, y'all know the scriptures, man. So with that, just a quick little commentary, man. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash, forgive me the spirit to do this video. Double honor to the Elsewhere Millstone. And shalom to Akamat that is doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.